Hi, I'm Mara Webster in Creative Company, and thank you so much for tuning into one of our talks today. We're so lucky today to be joined by the fantastic Seth Carr, currently starring in the series The Mysterious Benedict Society. And I heard that you actually only read the first book before you got the role, and then you waited to keep a little bit of mystery and suspense with the other books. And I was very interested in why you didn't want to read the rest of the books until after going through all the auditions and casting.
Well, I didn't really want to read the rest of the books, but of course, because like the mystery and stuff, but I kind of just wanted to see where the show was going to go, not like from the book's perspective. I just wanted to see from the show's perspective. And I've also read the first book to dive into Sticky more, to like play him as an actor, like portray him better. So that's one of the reasons. But yeah.
Yeah. And you had a lot of auditions in order to land this role as well. It wasn't just one round. What was the experience of auditioning for Sticky and going through so many different auditions at each stage?
Very nerve-wracking, it always kept me on my toes. But it was honestly a great experience all around. Definitely when I got to do like the chemistry read with everybody, it made me feel like less nervous because there's other like, people in the room with me and I was acting with somebody else. But it was honestly really cool to like get to meet everybody, definitely at like Disney and like the producers and everything. But yeah.
Yeah. Were your first auditions self-tapes or did you go straight to in person for this?
I think I think my first audition was a self date. I'm not quite sure, but I think it was.
And then you were mentioning screen tests with some of the other cast. Who was the first cast member that you did a screen test with, and what was the scene that the two of you ended up doing?
Uh the first um the first chemistry read I did was with Marta, and we had our little scene, and that was like really fun because Marta has like a very funny character and she just portrays it so good. So when I was acting, I had to keep my laughs in, but it was just really cool.
And when you first got the scripts for Sticky, what was the thing that you immediately connected with in terms of who he is as a character?
Definitely his like empathy for other people and how he cares, because I really do care for other people and I want people to succeed in life. I feel like everybody has a purpose in life and I feel like they should fulfill it. But I really feel like me and Siki, other than that, both have in common is we have a good memory, because sometimes, like with scripts and stuff and then like memorizing lines and stuff like that. So yeah.
But when you're getting ready to play a character, it's so much more than just learning and memorizing the lines. And, even before you get to set and have any rehearsals or you're filming anything, what do you like to do even before you get to set when you're figuring out who a character is, particularly with Sticky?
Definitely like breaking down the character, like finding out his emotions, his traits, what he likes, what he doesn't like. And also we don't have the most information about Sticky. So some of the stuff I have to make along the way. So like I'm basically, when I go to set, I'm Sticky. I'm not Seth anymore. So yeah, those are some of the stuff I do. Like I break down the character and stuff like that.
Yeah. And, you mentioned there that you didn't have all of the details of who he was. Were they able to give you all of the scripts for the whole season, or did they just give you the first couple? Because a lot of times with television, you don't have all the details at the beginning.
Yeah, so we didn't have all the scripts at the beginning, but they did give us the new scripts weekly. So I read all of them just to, know what's going on. And you know what? When I was reading the scripts, I was tuned in. I felt like I was reading a book. I felt like I was like reading the actual book, and it was just really cool.
That's amazing. And then Sticky is obviously his nickname, but that's how he prefers to go by. Why do you think that he loves going by the nickname Sticky so much?
Because everything just sticks to him. Like he has a really good memory, and his knowledge is amazing. So whenever he learns something new, it always just sticks. It never leaves him.
And we learn very early on at the beginning of the show that, he was at one point living with his aunt and uncle, and they were putting him into a lot of spelling contests and kind of started to like the prize money and the trophies a little bit more than the time they were spending with him, which is a really difficult situation for him to be in. And he hears some of the conversations that they have when they think he's not listening. How did that connect you to him as a character, and how were you thinking about the way that that would impact him and the fact that he doesn't have direct family because of that?
I was definitely playing Sticky. I needed to feel some type of sadness, like because that's a really like tough thing could to the people care about more about like money and trophies than actually you, because that is a lot of stress and pressure. But yeah, I really it just really I really had to get into character with that. Like I had to think of some things that would make me cry in real life, or like get me sad in real life and stuff like that. But portraying the character and as Sticky, I feel like Sticky wouldn't really know what to do if he didn't have like other people around him. So I feel like that's why he went to go take that test. That's why he went to, do all that stuff. But yeah, I feel like sad and angry a little bit, like anger a little bit. Yeah.
And then it feels like he gets to start forming his own family in the Benedict Society as well, because the other kids that he's with have also got similar backgrounds as well. They're all essentially orphans. And so, did that help you in terms of building a lot of the chemistry and the rapport and the relationship as a group, and knowing that that was something that they all shared?
Yeah, I think definitely that helped their relationship together, because they really all of them really don't have like a lot in common, but the one thing that they all do and have in common is that they don't really have anybody for them. So I feel like I found that pretty cool, how you have like these four group of kids who you never ever see like hang out with, because they're totally different, but you see them come together because one of the things connects them all. So
And before you started filming together, did you have much opportunity to rehearse with each other, or did you just have to find that dynamic together on set?
we did have time to rehearse with each other in the schoolroom. They would come up and they would like run lines with us, and like over time our chemistry just got better and better and better,
Yeah.
because we were just working with each other so much, and it was just honestly fun to get to work with all of them.
Yeah. And you were talking before about how much Sticky just remembers every piece of information that he sees. And, we also see him learning new skills. Like he learns Morse code in, I think, episode 2. And so were there certain things that you had to learn, such as Morse code, throughout the season?
I didn't have to learn Morse code, but they did have a sheet next to me
Yeah.
where it showed me like the Morse code and what was that. But you know what? I did learn a little bit of some Morse code. I don't. I think I know how to spell SE, but I can't spell my entire name. But yeah.
It's also really interesting, they're set all these different challenges to test them at the beginning, and seeing the different ways in which they approach them. And one of them is a room that they go into and there's nothing but black and white tiles for the most part, but they're not allowed to set foot on anything. And with Sticky, he goes on his elbows and on his knees to get across. Was that always in the script that that was how he was going to be across, or get across, or did you try different things?
No, I think that was always in like the script how that I was gonna get across. But you know what? It was a unique way and it was out of the box. It was out
Yeah.
of the box thinking.
And you've also talked before about how one of the things that you love about acting is when you're playing a character that allows you to go into a lot of different types of emotions. And did you find that with Sticky that there was a lot of flexibility to do that with him as a character?
Yeah, I felt like Sticky could definitely have a lot of range, because I know Sticky is a timid character, but Sticky also, like I said, has a lot of empathy and does care for others. So I feel like Sticky could, as time goes on, he could develop into a more confident character. And, like rather than being a confident character, and where do you go from confident? You can't go really down, because you don't really see someone who's confident go timid. But I feel like Sticky definitely can have a lot of range and has a lot of potential to gain that confidence.
Yeah. And we see a lot of flashback scenes with him as a character, and you perform in some of them. And then there's another actor who plays him at an even younger age as well. Was it really useful to you to have a lot of those scenes because it gives you a lot more information about him?
Yes, like definitely the background on how like Sticky felt. And like I said, like just seeing how Sticky like felt and being Sticky honestly made me feel sad for him. You know what I mean? But it was just really cool, like all around. Even getting to see the younger me, which was also cool as well. But yeah, I feel like definitely getting to play those scenes and see how those scenes played out definitely helped me as a character.
Yeah. And you had a few different directors that were working with you on the series. What was the experience of working with all of the different directors that would come in and help you find different things about Sticky?
Well, they definitely helped out a lot. I mean, every director has their own way of like directing, but each and every one of them helped me in every aspect to be a better actor. Like they all gave me like some pointers, like I can do this differently or I can try this. and it was just all really good, and they were all great.
Yeah. And I feel like you've said before that you actually have a really big interest yourself in one day directing and producing. So do you find that when you're on set, are you spending a lot of time just shadowing and taking in a lot of information? And what is it that you're looking at when they're directing?
Yeah, definitely shadowing a little bit. But when I'm like looking at while they're directing, the one things that I don't like really understand the most is like some of the camera angles they say. But other than that, like just how they carry themselves, like how what like their job is because they have like a really important job because how they direct that episode is like portrays the entire episode. So that's their work. But yeah, I find myself sometimes, accidentally shadowing and I don't even mean to. So yeah.
It's the best way to pick it all up. And you're also working with Tony Hale and Kristen Schaal on this series as well, who are so superb and so good at comedy as well. What were some of the things that you learned from working with them in scenes and even just observing the way that they work?
Definitely observing. I would have to say like how like they talk, like their mannerism, like how they can go from this happy jolly person to this really mean person, like how Tony had to play two different characters. But yeah, definitely one of the things I learned from like the both of them is like definitely take your time with like big words and listen to what everybody's telling you because that will help you in the long run.
Yeah. I mean, you've worked with so many phenomenal, filmmakers and other actors. Are there other actors where you really, really learned a lot from getting to work with them on other projects?
Well, I did work with Ryan Coogler, the director, Black Panther, and he really taught me a lot, definitely because I'm not I'm not the one who's like very mean, like with an attitude or anything. So when I had to play, young Killmonger, I was mean and I had an attitude. So he really helped me like get into that emotion and like character. So I would say like he probably helped me a lot, like definitely like trying to get into like different characters and stuff.
Yeah. You also had to do a lot in Black Panther without dialogue as well. And was that kind of the first character that you'd played that really asked that side of you as an actor?
Yeah, definitely. I've never really played any roles without that much dialogue and like all just reactions because reactions do actually mean a lot and they can really betray an entire scene. So definitely doing no dialogue was tough for me, but I felt like I did a really good job in just reactions. And I felt that Ryan and everybody else on the set really helped me out a lot with that.
Yeah. Am I right in that your mom actually is your acting coach? And if so, I was really interested in a lot of the things that she works with you on and a lot of things that she's taught you.
Yeah, my mom has been there from the jump. She's my number one fan. She'll always be. And my mom really just taught me the basics, like what to do, what not to do, like the slating. Like how to talk to people. And you know what? She's helped me so much. I have to give her a big thanks. But yeah, she's helped me a lot, definitely in my entire career. She's always been my acting coach, which I love.
That's so wonderful to hear. And then, we talked about auditions a little bit before, and so much of being an actor is just trying to get that job. And there's so many more auditions you do than projects you end up doing. So when you're doing an audition, how do you like to prepare for it before you're either self-taping or going in for an in-person audition?
Definitely trying not to get like the nerves up because every audition I do, I don't know why, but I just get really nervous because I guess I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. I always want to do my best and I always want to try to do my best. So I guess that I just get ready by really diving into the character. When you first get that audition, you obviously don't have like a lot to know about the character other than the script, unless it's like in a reboot of something, or you're playing a younger someone. So yeah, but just breaking down the script to the lines to the character, everything.
Yeah. And in working on the Mysterious Benedict Society, what did you love the most about getting to play Sticky in this series?
Getting to play Sticky, I just love to get to walk in other people's shoes and definitely Sticky's shoes because I'm not a really timid person. So to get to see how a timid person sees the world is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, I love your work on the show so far, and I can't wait to watch the rest of the episodes. Thank you so much, Seth.
Thank you.